Hi guys, so good afternoon. So by the way, my name is Angeline Maines. I am a MBA student from 207D. So my report is for the continuation of Sir Christian G. For the continuation, so my topic is about the choosing a web host server and plan. So okay. So first, let us know what web host is or web hosting. So a type of internet hosting service that hosts website for our clients. Example, it offers the facilities required for them to create and maintain a site and makes it accessible on the World Wide Web. So mostly, big companies mostly get a web host. Like in our company, we are in the international recruitment agency and we are in the business industry for 24 years and more or less 40,000 candidates that we already deployed around the world of places in different places around the globe. So how we do this? Okay, so to get a lot of candidates with the help of WebServe, aside from having a different job portals, having a web is very important, guys, because um, it will give the quality service to the public and can easily access by clicking the website of your company, and also it considered as a part of employer branding. So, and then on this, all important information of candidate need can easily get. Then when it comes in filing, if you have a web, um, it is already recognized, or when it is already recognized or organized, it really helps if you need the compilation on this. So on the next slide, I will tackle the 13 criteria in screening and choosing the web host server plan. So the following is according to my research. Okay, so the first one is your website needs, subscription period, server reliability, and uptime, refund policy and guarantees, upgrade option, primary features, add-on product and services, sign up and renewal process, control panel, account limitation, website backup options, support, and server responsiveness. So first is your um, website needs, or know what your website needs are. So to get started, it's a good idea to sit down and make a list of your needs. So after that, you can more easily prioritize them as you compare your list to what each potential host is offering. So for example, in our company, again, we are an international recruitment agency. We need a recruitment website that focus to prioritize the company's profile, applicants, and employer feature. So I have here an example so you can visualize the scenario, and I know all of you know how to access the site. So here, if you click, okay, so here, if you click the link, it will show the tab features that you need. So in short, it is really help to access. So mostly IT professionals assign on this, no? Mostly IT professionals talaga ang na-assign dito in this situation. But you can brainstorm with your team or share what will be the best idea that you can have. Okay. So the next is confirm the subscription period for hosting contracts. Siyempre alamin natin kung kailan tatagal 'to, gagamitin ba natin 'to pang matagalan or in a short term lang. Kung worth it ba yung bayad for having a web, or um, or let's think it will be a liability ba, or an asset in the company. No? Okay, so many web hosting companies offer a flexible set of options when it comes to contract lengths. You're likely to find monthly and yearly plans, so as well as discounted rates for multiple year contracts. So this means you want to think about how long you will to commit to upfront. Often it's more to try out a new host for a few months to get first-hand experience with it. So on the other hand, if you are confident enough to sign up for a longer term, you can save a lot of money. Beside contract length, it is also a good idea to double check plan terms before signing up for it. So some hosts also allow you to move fluidly between contract length and plans, but be sure to ask about any relevant fees and or penalties. Then the third one is check for the server reliability and uptime guarantees. So another vital service you want to investigate is what your potential host provides in terms of uptime guarantees. This affect how reliable you can expect the hosting service to be. So uptime. So when we say uptime, it refers to the percentage of the time that your website is online and available to the internet. So user without any issues, naturally, you should want your site to be live as much as possible. So and your host should guarantee something very close to 100% uptime. So of course, not every web hosting provider defines uptime in exactly the same way. So therefore, you have to review your potential hosting company's policy carefully to see what it what it is really actually guaranteeing. If the area um a lot of bottlenecks slow down your website, but it is technically we call this technically available. So your host may consider the uptime. So even if you don't you might also want to find out how they how it will be handled any downtime, diba? So having your site frequently unavailable is obviously not optimal when you are trying to build an online showing or online following. To know what you're getting into, it's a good idea to look for reviews that indicate how reliable the host has historically been. So more on reviewing in having a web talaga. Okay. So the first one is to confirm the host refund policy guarantee. Siyempre, bago tayo kumuha, reassure na ano yung mga policy sa pagkuha ng web. Um, makakuha ba tayo ng guarantee that this is very applicable in our company? So something like that. So when we say this scenario, so you never know what might happen yan. So once you are starting building your website. So with that being said, it is wise to thoroughly review your potential web host refund policy. If you are not happy with your host or change your mind about the site altogether, it is necessary to have the option. Okay, so in addition to making sure you can cancel your plan and get a refund, it is smart to understand what the host guarantees and what it does not take responsibility for. So this might include looking in its time guarantee as we have discussed earlier. So whether you decide you don't like your new host or suddenly find you're not needing a website anymore, being able to get a refund is critical. So finally, make sure you know ahead of time what your deadline for a refund will be. So knowing how much time you have helps to make sure that you are all settled with your new provider. So the next guide is to understand what your upgrade options are. Okay, so reading the fine print is a smart move whenever you're signing a contract. This applies double to online services. Before you sign on with a hosting plan, it's important to make certain you won't be penalized for updating it later on. Okay, so after all the times your new blog or have a podcast might go viral and you need to scale up quickly. For example lang, to provide your site with an additional resources and space, that's a good thing. However, you need to make sure your hosting plan can move up with you instead of holding you back. Okay. So the sixth guide is verify the host primary features. So if you already determine what you need from your web host, you'll be better able to navigate this particular stuff. So we mentioned before that there are a lot of different kinds of hosting. So if you already determine what you need from your web host, you better be able to navigate the particular step na. So some hosts offer a very general services while other may provide specific lang na features that can make your life a lot easier. So, yung madali yung maiintindihan. So, may mga web kasi is ang daming features, sa sobrang dami, hindi nyo na siya naiintindihan. And then, may mga web naman na easy to understand lang. Then, the next is evaluate the available add-on products and services. So once your website is up and running, you might run into a situation where you want to add the new features. So with that being said, scoping out what your host offers in terms of extras is worthwhile at this stage. So if your web really an asset in your company, be sure na yung malalaman nyo or ma-evaluate nyo na pwedeng magdagdag pa ng features. Kunwari, pag may kailangan ka pa na, kailangan ko ng ganito na malaman kagad yung mga um, status nila if they are currently employed or not. So, yun. Pwede mo siya idagdag dun sa feature para madali mo ma-filter out. Okay? So, if you want to start a small and work your way up as your site grows, you need to make sure you can efficiently bring in a new functionality without having to jump through hoops or move your entire website. So the next guide is verify any differences in sign up prices versus renewal prices. So when you sign up, for hosting plan, you often receive discount based on whether you pay monthly or annually. Sometimes you even have the option to pay for several years at a time in order to get an increased discount. So, parang nangyayari siya ngayon, no? So, kung mag-a-avail ka ng from annually web, syempre laki ng discounts mo. Pero pag months lang, ayun, mapapamahal ka. Pero syempre, may mga businesses na maliliit na talagang ina-avail yung trying error muna, yung mga pang months lang. So, if nakikita mo na yung web na yun is an asset on your company, syempre, i-renew mo or mag-upgrade ka for this, no? So number 9 to be considered in choosing a web is to find out what kind of control panel you have to access. So yan, I have an example here. So hosting can sometimes be the most technical part of running your website. However, there is no need to feel intimidated. Most hosts provide a user-friendly control panel or dashboard. So this is where you can configure different parts of your website setup and software. So the most common control panel you will encounter is called the cPanel. So, however, some hosts offer a custom solution. Yeah, a custom solution. So again, I just discussed the criteria that you need, a background information, and getting a web server. So don't be worried on this because IT will be assigned on this situation. So ako then, I'm not an IT, I'm an HR manager right now, but I get some info in my co-workmate, and as I said, um, or my co-workmate na IT. So as he said, we use Amazon. So ganito yung example na features ng Amazon. So the next guide, introducing to get a website is gain a firm understand of any account limitation. So especially if you are building a brand new website, you might not know what level of traffic you will be encountered. Diba? So for that reason, it will recommend thoroughly investigating whether or not your prospective hosting services will place any limits of your account. Okay, so this means you need to have a basic understanding. This is the term used to encompass the amount of data and traffic flowing through your server. If you have a lot of video house on your server, for example, you might eat up a lot, multiple visitors, no, multiple visitors watch them at once. So even when you come across a host that offers unlimited traffic, you should still research a policy on this. So the next guide is to investigate. Investigate the host website backup option. So you have to create a few options for creating backups to keep your website safe. For example, you can use tools from the plugin directory for hands-on control of your backup. So one of the popular and highly rated based on my research is the app Draft Plus. So as you can see on the screen, so that's my example in my research. So this plugin has over 2 million downloads and more than 3,000 five-star reviews. With it, you will be able to easily and quickly restore the backups of your website if needed. So however, it is also good idea to see what your host offer in this area. So depending on the kind of hosting you purchase, so you might have access a daily backups of your website. So this is especially helpful if your site get hacked or if a file becomes corrupted. So in fact, it is not a bad idea to have a multiple backup solution in place when you evaluate the backup services offered by the hosting provider. So look for the information regarding how long your backups are stored and how often they are created. Also, make sure you understand to access your backups if needed. So if your site does get hacked, it is extremely beneficial if your host provider a user-friendly restoration service. Okay? So mostly, ang nakakaintindi talaga nito is yung mga IT. No? So this is just a guide in choosing a web again. So the 12 criteria is make sure you get the support you need. So along with the site backup and restoration services, it is worth emphasizing the value of reliable technical support. So if you have a house programmers and tech staff, you might not need this level of service. So if not, however, comprehensive support from your hosting services can be invaluable. So many small business don't have the resources or know how to deal with unexpected problems, attacks, and so on. So it's a vital review the customer support options. Each hosting provider offers this can often differ between individual plans. Okay. So the 13th, so for the last criteria in having a guideline in choosing a web is make sure that no. So the third is test the host server responsibly. So I did not what I call it. I did not edit the third 13 topic. So pinaka-topic ng pang 13 is test the host server responsiveness. So pero ito yung meaning niya. So once you put your tools and host through its phases and worked out all the previous items, there are one more critical element to consider rather than taking claims and reviews at face value, so you can test the host responsiveness for yourself. Okay. So here is in my research sample again on the screen. As you can see, alternatively, you can leverage the information available through Google page speed, so inside too. So if you know of a website that hosted with the company you are interested in using, you can also enter the URL into Pingdom Tools. If possible, you may even want to get access to a test account or sign up for a free trial and use that to contact further testing. So ito kasi yung ping doon is binibigay siya ng mga web kung gusto mo para mapabilis yung website speed test. So, mostly some of the web recommend this one. Okay, so my next topic is about the web management team. So it made up of diverse group of people who will contribute each skill in multiple avenues. Each person has a different role that combines with the others toward a common goal. The goal of a web team is generally bridge the gap between innovative and new digital products with unfamiliar audiences before any products or digital services can be offered. The web team must make edits and check for quality. So, yun. So, mostly sila yung talaga humahandle na mga design, creative design sa pag-create ng web. Okay? So, ito yung mostly na nakikita natin na organizational structure ng isang web management team. So, yan, may web manager, marketer, yan. So, ito yung mga function nila as a lead designer, yan. So, assistant developer, lead developer, web manager, content producer, senior editor. So, mostly, you can read it na lang. So, social media and public relation coordinator. So, ayun yung function niya. E-marketing coordinator. Yan. So, yun lang. So, dun sa second topic ko na yun na web team management is pinakita lang yung mga function ng mga bawat team sa loob ng isang organization na yun. So, the third topic I have is the search engine of optimization. So, for you to understand what is search engine optimization, currently we're using this, no? So I know all of you are familiar on this, the search optimization. So para mapadali, kung gusto niyo makita yung mga trending, hashtag lang, or searching in the CEO, so something like that, madali lang siya makikita. So yun, for you to understand, I prepare some video, no? So yun, so I'm gonna play this. Baka ayaw niya mag-play. So yeah. So yun. So yung SEO, ayaw niya mag-play. So mostly CEO lang. Yung function na yan is mostly talaga is more on searching lang na kung gusto niyo mahanap kagad yung inyong business or whatever you want na isa-search is madali lang siya. And then if you post an item, just use the hashtag, for example, dress, hashtag trending dress, something like that. So it can easily pop up on their timeline, especially in Facebook or in TikTok. So that's all my report about, and thank you for listening. So I hope you learned a lot from 13 criteria in choosing a web. And the second one is about um what is what people have in the team, and also about the search engine optimization. So once again, thank you guys for listening, and have a great day. Bye bye.